Welcome everyone to Work Package 0, the preparation and download phase of the Demo21 program. If we look at today's work package, it's all about downloading the right media and export files or tar files that we have prepared for you. Then prepare the systems on your side, make sure that those installations are clean, and last but not least, adjust some of the system parameters in order to have a great start next week when we do the actual installation. First of all, we would like to point you to a great service called Ninite.com in order to prepare your workstation. From there, with a single click, you can install all useful tools on your PCs. So just go to Ninite.com, look at the tools that you can download with a single click and get your workstation ready. Make sure you have everything you need, like putty, like 7-zip or other things that might be useful. We have two options that we support. First, want to look at the option 1, as we call it, where we install everything on one box. So you would have system 1, which is the HANA database, as well as the application layer. Everything on one box. So here we recommend at least 256 gig of memory, ideally 384, in order to have a well-running system where you have some space to test around and so on. System number 3 here, the Adobe Document Services. It's more than an optional component. All new forms in S/4HANA are delivered as Adobe Forms. So moving forward, this would be the recommended way of generating output. But we'll come to that in a minute. And the fourth component here with the number 4, the Apache Cloud Connector connection that we are providing in Work Package 4, which is an optional package, so to say, the cloud integration. But this again has some requirements, as you can see here. It's roughly a very small server. It's roughly 12 gig of memory and more or less 50 gig of disk. The second installation option is to switch or to split actually the database and the application layer. In that case, the application layer would be running on either a physical or virtual machine with 48 gig of memory and 100 gig disks. That's what we see as a very useful configuration. Box number 2 would be the HANA database, where we recommend 256 gig of memory, and according to the TDI approach or the appliance approach, the corresponding disk, but we'll talk about that in a minute. The other components, 3 and 4, so the Adobe Document Services and the Cloud Connector, have the same requirements as in the previous slide. So up to you to decide which option to choose. Both options are very valid configurations, and depending on the infrastructure you have available, one or the other might be a lot easier to get ready. That said, all installations can either be performed on a virtual machine or on a physical machine at this point. If you are reusing a system because you already participated in a previous Demo21 session or had another system installed, please make sure that you clean out everything before getting started. So we have included the commands here. So please stop all the processes, then delete /user /HANA /SAP mount. All these directories need to be cleaned out, and last but not least, you also need to delete installation or users from previous installations. So this is also a task you should not forget. The Linux installation itself, so we have no preference. You can either do it with SUSE Linux or with Red Hat. We have included the notes here for you to check which releases are allowed and the recommended parameters to set for those respective versions. So be it SUSE Linux or be it Red Hat, doesn't make a difference to us and doesn't make a difference to the installation. So it's up to you, to your preference, which one to choose. Very important at this point that you set the time zone to UTC and that you also deactivate the firewall, because in order to minimize any issues that we might have during installation, during access on specific ports. Sometimes additional packages are required, like a UUID package that you need to add depending on the Linux versions you are running on, and an updated GCC library that is in most cases required. The HANA layout. So to the left you see the appliance layout that is used when you order a HANA appliance. So in that case, your hardware provider has already added and configured the disks you need and the ratios compared to the memory. And to the right, you see the tailored data center integration requirements, where we have some relaxed requirements, so less disk that is required, so we can work with lower ratios. Specifically, if you decide to install on a virtual machine, then this TDI approach would be applicable. So here, as you can see, for smaller systems, as we're planning to install, the amount of RAM for the log area and the disk that is required for the data and shared areas. So if you want to have a clean installation, make sure that you respect those parameters, and then you will be fine. System provisioning. So some of the files you need to download from Service Marketplace. You know how to do that. First of all, the Software Provisioning Manager. We have included the link here that allows you to easily find the right tools. And we have also added a screenshot in order to facilitate the identification of the right file. This is just for illustration. There might be a new version or a newer version or a higher patch level available today. So just make sure you take the latest release, and then we're fine. The second file to download from Service Marketplace is actually the host agent. And again here, the easiest is to use the search, then go into support packages and patches, and choose the host agent for Linux. And again here, take the latest version that is available and download that one as you go. The appliance files. So we have prepared the whole installation as tart files. It's a roughly 90 gig download, so you have to be patient. This will take some time depending on where you are around the globe. So just look for the download file. So we have prepared a TXT file, which is called DL container for 1709. Just go to Jam, check out that file, and download that file as the source for all tar components that you need. We recommend using your preferred download manager. If you don't have one, or have never participated in the program, we have listed here two. One option would be to use Araya 2, which is an open source product to download those files, or the well-known wget that you have as part of the Linux installation. As mentioned, Araya, this is the link where to download. Just take the latest version of Araya 2 and choose the right platform where you want to install it. And once you are up and running, you basically hand over the download container file to the download manager, and then Araya will take care of downloading all those files to the location you have specified. So this is option one from our side that we recommend. And the second option, without installing any tools, is obviously wget. Again here, exactly the same. You take the download container file and you hand that over to the wget command, and then just wait until the downloads are done, and you can continue with, or you're ready to perform the next work package as we go. Once you have downloaded all the files, we have also included a hash file, so you can check what you have on your local machine, if that one calculates the same hash value as we have on our side, so no files are corrupted. So this is a check that we recommend doing before starting with the next work package, so you know you have all files properly downloaded and ready to go. This is already the call to action, so a very short work package. So download all the required files. So first of all, the two files from Service Marketplace, and then using the download container file that we provide to get all the other files, the actual HANA and NetWeaver installation files. Prepare your environments, your hardware, your physical hardware, or your virtual machines according to the guidelines that we have laid out. Depending on the operating systems you have chosen, maybe you have to look at that note that we have also mentioned in the slide. And then, as mentioned, very important is the time zone, and also the local firewall that we recommend deactivating in order to get or to be ready for the installation in the next work package. And most important, do not unpack any files at this point. This is part of the installation routine that we will show you in the next work package. For questions you might have, just go to the Jam group where you were all invited after registration. So please make sure you post your questions there, and we will monitor that Jam group very closely and answer your questions. So this is the central point for support, and I would like to encourage you to also help each other. So not all answers have to come from SAP. If your peers have a good idea and that you want to share that with the rest of the participants, feel free. That's what Jam is for, and we're looking forward to see many questions in Jam. It's always a good sign, and also hopefully a lot of answers that will come from the other participants in the program. Having said that, thank you very much for participating in today's work package, and see you soon for the next work package. Thank you. Bye-bye.